And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the group stage, to the group stage 1 of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Oh, we are here. We are halfway through the broadcast. It's going to be a long one. We're already 4 hours in. Oh, no. Not like this, maybe not like this. We are halfway through. We just wrapped up with Group C. Group C has just concluded, and now we are beginning Group D, the TvT group. As in the top right-hand corner, we do have KidB, the Brazilian Terran for Eximius Gaming. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player for Eximius Gaming. It is a purple. Why is purple not purple? That's a good question. God damn it. Regardless, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we face off with our initial TvT. Interesting setup here as KidB is opening up 2x Reaper on the low ground. Okay, I'm assuming 2x Reaper, by the way, as we are setting up. Again, Rax has been thrown down. Meanwhile, double gas opener out of purple. Purple going for a much more standard setup. KidB does go for the same build, just with a low ground Rax into a low ground factory, as he does not throw down that second Rax whatsoever. Okay, now this is a little bit risky. The reason why this is risky, on the one hand, sure, you do get a wall off early on the low ground, but in TvT that doesn't really matter. Where in TvT, like early game Reaper harass does ignore, the initial opening. You can go up the Reaper cliff into the main. The reason why this is risky, I would say, is because your production is exposed. Your production is going to be exposed, which means that early tank pushes, which are not uncommon in this matchup, can punish that low ground setup and can punish your production, not just the expansion. So that is my big concern coming into this here. We'll see if purple is able to punish KidB coming into this game. Now, when it comes to the overall skill level, I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. We are in group stage 1, so this is where we do have some lower ranked players, like diamond players and masters players. They're currently facing off in the early group stage of the tournament. Again, all the pros and all the GMs have been seeded further into the main event. Meanwhile, as I said, this is a big shout to Defiance RTS in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session as well. Thank you so much. Assuming ladder, unless you were maybe competing in a tournament or casting in events. But otherwise, thank you so much. Hope you had a great time. And welcome. Welcome one and all to El Brasileiro Circuito de StarCraft 2, the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Welcome. Welcome one and all. This is the beginning of an eventual offline event happening in Sao Paulo, happening in Brazil. That is going to be taking place in June. So the offline event is in June, but the online portion begins now. As we have purple getting his own command center back at home. Likewise, so is KidB. We do have our 1-1-1s on the way. We're settling in. Settling in. Purple does dive into the main. He does overwhelm the Reaper, going for the mid line, going for the SCVs. We didn't mention this, but the wall up on the low ground does not stop the wall, does not stop the Reapers going into the main, and the Reaper does fall. Massive pick off. Purple gets one Reaper. Kites well against these SCVs. Worker's going to be going down. Getting one. Getting two. Getting two SCVs is getting out of hand already. KidB, he does have a Cyclone in production. But until then, he will bleed out 3 workers. And it's going to bleed out a 4th as well. Cyclone has arrived, will force us back. Gets one Reaper. Does get one Reaper. Purple, he does have a much stronger start to the game. Does take an economic lead. And oh my god, that I was not expecting. 1-1-1 into BC. Fusion Core's on the way. Fusion Core is on the way here for KidB. So he's rushing into battle cruisers at the same time. Reaper Hellion cannot push into the natural. Fusion Core is hidden in the main. Yeah, as we do see the scan. Now the scan does miss the Fusion Core, does get eyes on the 1-1-1, does see the Tech Lab on the Starport, but that is not uncommon. Going for Banshee play or going for Raven openers, which is very standard, is normal in TvT. So right now there is no sign of Battlecruiser. Meanwhile, we do have the Raven opener out of purple. So again, going into Raven Tank, this is a standard setup here from the side of purple. I say Raven Tank going Cyclone first, delaying his tank production. Now, the early Cyclone production for purple is actually going to help him quite a lot here against the BC. Likewise, you can always disable the BC as well. Oh, we're going mech. God damn it. We're making it up. No. The Rax floats over. It's the messenger of the apocalypse. He screams, "We're meching it up." Ah, no. He doesn't need any Raxes. Not like this. Not where he's going. As, yeah, with that, we have our battle cruisers building up from the side of KidB. They're on the way. Now, thankfully, this isn't 2-port BC or anything crazy like that, but we should be seeing extra factories. For now, very fast order command center, very greedy play here from KidB. Meanwhile, tank is in position. KidB setting up a contain. And Rax is here for vision. And purple, he will disable the unsiege though. Does unsiege in time. The cyclone should chase him down though. Where's the lock-on? There it is. Lock-on on the tank, and the tank should not escape. Nicely done. Now, that was a good pickoff, but he did just spend his disable on the tank, which means now there is no matrix for the battlecruiser. At least not yet. So that is a concern. You know, Sim is on the way for purple. He does have, I believe, 2 cyclones. Rax is on fire. Now, he can't lose this Rax because, remember, you still need the Rax as a prerequisite to actually make factories. So that is a concern here for KidB as he's still in 1 factory. BC gets spotted. He does know. There's a stable. Where are the Cyclones? Yeah, Cyclones out of position, but they do get the lock on, and the first BC is going to be completely shut down. Very nice catch here from Purple. He shuts down the battlecruiser. It does have a teleport, but will not get away. And KidB, he's in trouble. KidB, he has what to defend. He has 1 tank. He has 1 tank on the way. He has 1 Cyclone. He has SCVs. He has, remember, he went for a fast 3rd CC. That is why there's no production here, because KidB, he rushed and raced into an expansion. You can see on the minimap, he's floating his CC over. He's trying to expand, but no shot. And again, we spoke about this. The downside of having a production at the natural is that the production is exposed. The production is exposed. The production is being camped as we speak. Oh, does take a lot of tank shots to the face. But alas, the factory is being camped, and alas, this tank should not be able to escape. BC's on the way. And tank goes down. KidB, he does have vision. Uh-oh. Where's the scan? There it is. Good scan on the tank. The final tank falls. The BC is halfway done, but the starport should fall. It's going to be close though. It's going to be close. This is a messy engage here from Purple, but still a successful one. More start. What? He's throwing down more starports. He's crazy. He can't do it. Factory goes down. He cannot make a starport. He can't make anything. He will lose the factory, lose the starport. GG gets called, and Purple, he will take game number 1. GG. The hell did we just watch? What the hell just happened? That was crazy. GG, well played. KidB being so greedy here, going into an initial BC rush, followed by a 3rd command center, followed by 3 more starports. Just a crazy setup there from KidB. Very greedy, and if Purple was passive, he would have gotten away with it. I think that's also important to note. You know, if Purple he was more passive, if he didn't realize how much of an advantage he had, then KidB would have snowballed out of control. But Purple, he did punish. And again, we also got to showcase as well why we often do not see those low ground production setups, because again, once you see it, tank pushes are quite common in this matchup, and once you take control of the low ground, you take control of the production, you end the game. GG, well played. Again, KidB, his production was so exposed, and it got shut down. But now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. How do we adjust? How do we approach this? As game 2 is going to be on ley lines. The Zerglord retired. Yes. Unfortunately, the Zerglord did retire quite some time ago. I'm a big fan of the Zerglord, and I have a lot of love for the Zerglord as well, but unfortunately, he did retire quite some time ago. I have seen him pop into the chat every now and then. I say it every now and then. I think it was at the start of the year, like in January. I think the Zerglord, he popped by the chat, just dropping by. You know, he still enjoys StarCraft, like as a more casual viewer. But yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't compete nowadays. As spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the bottom left hand corner of ley lines. We have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran, representing CBSC Gaming. Down in the series, it is KidB. not Kid A. Smurge. And in the top right hand corner, we have the other Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing Eximius Gaming, as well as their teammates. It is purple, who is not purple but is blue. Close. I mean, I guess both colors are close. Like blue and red makes purple. Meanwhile, purple setting up for a proxy. Okay, looking to spice things up here. We have one Rax back at home, one across the map. This is a very middle of the road proxy. It's 2 Rax Reaper. KidB once again, low ground setup. I'm really not fond of this in TvT. This has value against Zerg, 100%. It has value against Zerg, but against Protoss and Terran, I feel like it hurts the Terran player more than anything. Just because they're putting so much out in the open and they're exposing themselves so much more than they need to. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, misread on my part. I thought there was a Rax at home. Proxy 2 Rax Reaper. Meanwhile, KidB, he does SCV Scout. He does confirm the Rax is missing. Now, technically, the Rax could be hidden in a mineral line at the natural at the 3rd base. But at least he scouts. And at least he is aware. Oh, I assumed it was Proxy Reaper. My apologies. Proxy Marauder. Tech Lab is on the way. Marauder is going to be in production here for purple. Meanwhile, we have a safety bunker in the main. But once again, we spoke about how you're exposed when you go for this kind of build. KidB, he has a bunker in the main base. That's great. But remember, there's a depot and a Rax at the natural. Like, his production is exposed. His depot is exposed. That is not going to be protected by the bunker. So this is a PSA for those out there in the chat. Don't open like this in TvT. It's crazy. I don't think the benefits outweigh the cons. You know what? I could be mistaken though. You know what? We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if KidB can pull this off. As so far, he does move out across the map. Reaper towards the main. Now, what I will say, if you recall, purple, he has nothing at home. He has nothing at home to defend. I believe he has no production, so he has to rely on his SCVs to survive this. Reaper breaks in. We'll throw in the middle line. Boys are being pulled. KidB, he has to make sure he doesn't get surrounded. So he does kite well. Marauders have arrived. They're going for the natural, and again, there is a free depot for them. Is that free depot? Depot goes down. KidB is supply blocked. Meanwhile, the Reaper does get 2 SCVs across the map. Not bad. Now going for the production, going for the Rax. Reaper takes a lot of damage, but does get a 3rd SCV, does get a 4th SCV, gonna get a 5th. Marauders, they're built to break down bunkers, bear that in mind. And they can even just ignore the bunker. Yeah, the bunker is not quite protecting the ramp. Factories under fire. The supply block is brutal. KidB, he has no depot on the way. He's just microing his heart out. Yo, let's go. He can win the game with the 1 Reaper. Meanwhile, at the same time, factory goes down. 0 mining for KidB. And all we need is 1 unit at home to defend, and purple should be okay. He's bleeding out a lot of SCVs, to be fair. That's a lot of workers falling. Losing ace, 9 SCVs, 10 SCVs. Oh god, this is getting out of hand. Oh no, the Reaper. No, the Reaper goes down. Gets 11 workers. I mean, that's a valiant Reaper, but the reality here is that is so many Marauders. He doesn't have to push. He doesn't have to break this. He does not have to fight that bunker. Calm down. All he has to do is just deny mining. Just deny mining in the mineral line. He does not have to fight the bunker. KidB is supply blocked. He can't make anything. Now, the plus side of KidB losing SCVs is that he will free supply. So fine, nice kiting here with the Marauders. Does kill 8 SCVs. Now going for the Marines. And yeah, GG. GG, well played. As purple, he will overwhelm the main. And purple, he will claim the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Purple, he will claim the series 2-0. He will advance on into the next round. He will advance on into the winners match. GG, well played. And with that, that leads us into our next series in the group. Remember, it's 4 players. There's 4 players in total. It's 4 players GSL group. Purple, he advances on to the winners match. KidB gets knocked down to the losers match. And now we are getting ready for our next best of 3.